At X, circle left 20 meters.
Riding horses has been her passion since she was 4 years old.
Come straight, forward, sideways. Good, big walk.
First came lessons, then shows. She even worked at a barn. But 2 years ago, all that came to a screeching halt for 16-year-old Crystal Grieco.
I was getting a shower and I felt some muscle cramps in my mid-back.
She got out, got dressed, and then
I felt a sharp explosion of pain where the muscle spasms were. I ended up getting down on the floor and pulling my knees up to my chest and calling for help.
By the time she arrived at the hospital, she couldn't walk. The cause, a ruptured disc in her spine.
In the T9, T10 area of my thoracic spine. I was seen by the surgeon on call, and he had never seen an injury like my own. He'd never seen it in a child.
She was immediately transferred to a larger hospital 70 miles north in Philadelphia.
They told me that I had a bruised spinal cord and that I was a paraplegic from the waist down. And that basically meant I had no feeling and no movement from my hips down to my feet.
It's a good weight. It's still a little bit of a struggle.
Crystal had congenital stenosis. It's a narrowing of the spinal canal that encases the spinal cord. It's a condition you're born with, but it's not hereditary. Stenosis isn't rare, but Crystal had an extreme case.
When you pick it up, turn and put it down.
After the operation to repair the ruptured disc, she was transferred to the Kennedy Krieger Institute in Baltimore for 8 weeks of so-called activity-based restorative therapy.
It's not a walk in a park. It is very, very, very intensive therapy for at least 2 hours twice a day, every day.
She pushed herself hard, determined to walk again and get back on a horse. It's what kept her going.
The thought of getting home and getting back to the horses.
Hey, Rocco!
I wanted out of the hospital. I wanted to get back to my normal life. I didn't want to sit and mope.
You okay?
Yep.
You in the middle?
Uh-huh.
Once discharged, she began another type of therapy, therapeutic riding.
Well, that's good.
In fact, 7 months after leaving Kennedy Krieger, she was not only back in the saddle, she was competing in horse shows again and winning.
Boy, come on.
Horseback riding mimics the natural movement of the limbs, and it helps with flexibility, balance, muscle strength. It enhances the exercises she was already doing at the hospital and at home.
Super.
She's regained movement in her hips and her knees, and sensation has returned to her legs. Doctors call her recovery remarkable.
She's gone from not being able to really sit or control her lower abdomen, sense anything below the level of the lower back, to now being able to move her hips, control her trunk, and be able to move her toes in a patchy sensation throughout the legs. So that's a tremendous amount of recovery in less than a 2-year period.
Ready?
I am pushing myself harder and harder to get to where I want to be, because eventually I do want to walk again. And I can see that mentally as a realistic goal.
Her doctors say hope is essential to her recovery. For now, Crystal can walk up to 300 feet with the help of leg braces and a walker.
Hey, Goober. Goober.
She's also inspiring other children with disabilities by teaching them how to ride. Dr. Sanjay Gupta, CNN, reporting.